Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I'm super pumped up, super happy to prepare the Derby della Mole. That is a fantastic, important, historical game. With what players? We will discover it because we have a lot of things to speak about with Romeo Agresti. Benvenuto, welcome back Romeo.
Grazie Beppe. We know very well that your name is Beppe.
Because, now you know it, huh?
You know, your intro is the best one. Your intro is the best one. So guys, how are you?
So the people in the chat looks like they are doing well. I see Giulio Albanese con il cavallo with the hearse. Ciao Nick Busutil, ciao Styler Z Beppe, I am here, speak to me please. I said to the people in the chat of Telegram, if they don't join today, I don't speak with them anymore. So they are here.
Forever.
Ciao Nur, grande Aman, 23 months as a member on the channel.
Ciao guys, ciao.
Ciao Lil G, grande Romeo, ciao Beppe, please Romeo, hope that Chiesa and Vlahovic are alright. Okay, that's what we start, boom.
Now we'll talk about that, guys. So, Beppe, how we start this chat live?
I tell you, on the agenda I have Federico Chiesa, Vlahovic, I have you being at the training center of Juventus, I have the interview of Chiesa, I have Paul Pogba, I have the Tifosi, maybe being back with the drums. I have
drums?
Maybe, that's a rumor. I have the meeting with Juventus Fan Club Parlamento, that was important. Today I spoke with Andrea Sarrubi, he was present.
Andrea Sarrubi, yes.
And he told us a lot of things that was not reported on the papers. I have Derby stories, I have Di Livio Ferrara.
Bellingham story?
Derby stories.
Bellingham.
And Bellingham, because he's the one of the thumbnail. What do you want to start with? Chiesa, because that's the one that...
Guys, I can confirm you that Federico didn't finish today the training session, so there is nothing serious, but it needs to be evaluated tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll understand if Chiesa will be part or not of the match. I think that he will try to train tomorrow. Don't forget that we have the press conference by Max Allegri at 2 p.m. Italian time. So, of course, we can say at the moment that Chiesa is not at 100%. And tomorrow we'll understand something more about that, for sure.
It's a big disappointed point, of course. Federico Chiesa, that today gave an interview, 3-page, where he said, I'm feeling fantastically well, mentally, physically. I forgot about that injury. I am back. And then you have this in training session today. Is he at risk for the derby?
Guys, as I said, according to my info, there is nothing serious. But tomorrow we'll understand. Tomorrow will be the key day because it's the day ahead of the derby. And we'll understand 100% if Chiesa will be part or not of this match.
We spoke about intensity.
But I think that tomorrow Federico will try to train to test his condition.
But we spoke a lot about intensity since the beginning of the season. In some games we saw intensity. In some games we didn't see that intensity, like for example Atalanta. But you were at the training session and I heard, because I watch your videos, that you said that there were a lot of contacts to prepare the derby. Can this be the cause of Chiesa, or did you see a different way of training this week than the other ones?
No. They were all very, very focused on the pitch to prepare in the right way the derby. And I can confirm you that because I was there on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to see two very strong tackles. One from Rabiot to Miretti, and the second one from Locatelli to Miretti as well.
So, Miretti was the target.
But they were so aggressive. And that's a good news because you have to be ready to fight to straight against Torino in terms of intensity. But I can confirm you that on Wednesday morning they worked very, very well.
I have a question for the chat because there is one person that is saying that there is an echo on the microphone of Romeo. Is it annoying, guys? Is it only Zlatko that has that echo, or we have more people that are hearing an echo? Let us know. I don't know how to solve it, but maybe we can try something. But let us know if it's only Zlatko or more people having troubles with the audio. Ah no, okay. People are saying that it's okay. So it's only Zlatko. Oh, maybe we can shoot because I want to come back on the derby on Chiesa, also Dusan Vlahovic, but maybe shooting immediately. Thank you to Marco, 20 months as a member. Ciao. News about Paul Pogba.
Tomorrow is a decisive day also for him. Tomorrow, I think that we'll get in Italy we say the contra-analysis, the result. Tomorrow, I think that it could be the day.
The test has been done today. That is something that we can confirm, or
Not
tomorrow.
today, not today. No,
The
not today.
test tomorrow.
The result.
The result. Okay.
The result tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I think that there are huge chances to get to the result tomorrow.
Okay. Because they were sharing and maybe anticipating 72 hours, but maybe for the first leaks to the journalist a bit earlier.
Yeah, but the process is very speed.
We have no more news than that to share at the moment. For the people that were waiting 5th of October, Paul Pogba, that's something that we have to postpone, right?
No. I think that maybe, as I say, tomorrow we'll get official news about that.
Okay, so about Paul Pogba, we have to wait. Probably we'll speak about it during the weekend. Going back to Chiesa, tomorrow test, Dusan Vlahovic, he didn't participate to Atalanta. I know that there was a plan to wait a bit to see and to give him progressive time with the training with the team, but apparently it's not 100%. Can you confirm that?
Yeah. I don't know if he will be available, to be honest, because tomorrow is the last day to work with the group. He has this low back pain. In Italy, the correct word is lombalgia. I don't know how
It's
to
correct.
translate.
Low back pain, that's correct. It's
Low back pain.
fantastic.
And I mean, he's not 200% like Federico. And tomorrow we'll understand if maybe we can start on the bench. But I don't know, guys. To be honest, I don't know because he didn't work with the group today.
Last week we saw against Atalanta, it was not a beautiful performance. We know that. Dusan Vlahovic was missing. It can't be the only reason, of course. I believe the entire team did a bit less good. But we have a game where we played Moise Kean, that for 45 minutes he tried to do, but then you saw that he was not ready because he just came back from injury. Are the conditions of Moise growing? And then I want to know about Milik, because also Milik was not there against Atalanta.
Milik has worked very well today, according to my info, and on Wednesday he worked with the group. So I think that maybe it will play. I don't know if from the beginning of the match, but important minutes on Saturday. And Kane is available. Then we have Ildiz, maybe Mancini, who scored a beautiful hat-trick in the Coppa Italia Serie C against Vercelli yesterday. And nothing more. we have 100% Ken, 19% Milik, 100% Mancini, Ildiz. Tomorrow we understand if we can bet on Vlahovic and Chiesa.
If we are speaking about a new attack, do you think that we continue with the 3-5-2, or there are possibilities that we change?
Because I think that we continue with the 3-5-2. Of course, that's true that on Wednesday Allegri have tried the 4-3-3 formation system, but I think it will continue with the 3-5-2 for Saturday's match, and then we'll see what will happen after the break. But I don't feel that Allegri is going to change.
When we saw, because you were there on Wednesday, when we saw the four men in defense, if I'm not wrong, Wea was
Yeah,
tested as a right back, and
yeah.
who were the other ones?
That's a very good question. There was, if I remember well, there was also Doratiotto.
Yeah, under
Uh,
17. Huh?
yeah, there was Danilo,
Yeah.
and on the left back, maybe Cambiaso.
Do you think that a defense made of Cambias on the left, Wea on the right, Danilo Bremer can be played in some minutes of a certain game, or can be tested once in the season, or you think it's really difficult?
It's really difficult.
So the test
It's
you are telling me it's more a bit to play against other teams, to test a bit against other
well,
formation more than.
especially the skills of the opponent to try to find the right solutions against who play with for back.
Ciao Katana, grande,
Grande
grandissimo Katana.
Katana.
Oh, tell me a bit the stories of the derby. Don't go in detail, of course, but because for people from Torino, it's a huge game. It's a super important game, historical game. For people from all around the world, Torino is the same as Genoa. It's the same as, I don't know, Lecce, Frosinone. What does it represent per la città di Torino?
I'm Torinese.
Yeah,
I
I
was born
know,
in
and you
Turin,
wrote a
so
book about it.
I wrote a book about that. This derby is a very historical derby. There are a lot of big stories behind the both teams because Superga, Grande Torino, Sivori, Platini. In the 90s, there were no a lot of matches between this club because Torino were relegated in the Serie B.
It's true.
So, but if you are Torinese, you feel in the city different atmosphere, 100%. Of course, I understand very well for those people they don't live in Turin, they were not born here. It's a normal game, like to play, as you said, against Atalanta, Genoa. But guys, believe me, if you are Torinese, that's
Do you
magic.
think? Do you think, Rom? Do you think that the new players, but from both team, and not only
No,
you, they are still feeling the same, or it changed that perception?
change a lot
Yeah.
because you don't know the story.
Uh,
Beppe, if you sign for Juventus and maybe you are a foreign player, you don't know the story of you. Of course, maybe you know that Fabio Capello was the coach in 23, 24, you know. But if you buy today a foreign player and you ask him, okay, tell me something about the story of Juventus. If I say Platini, if I say Sivori, if I say Tacchinardi, if I say Castano, if I
Shirea.
say Shirea, maybe Shirea is one of the best defender all time, Italian defender and all time. So
Yeah, but he's not in FIFA Ultimate Team, and if the players are not in FIFA Ultimate Team, the young generation they don't know about them.
Beppe, a few weeks ago, I met a very dear friend of mine who worked at Torino as chief of communication for 20 years. And he told me, Romeo, when I was working at Torino and when we bought new players, I teach them the story of Torino. Day 1 hour, talking about the story. And that's really important
I agree.
because you understand the club, the story, the supporter, what mean to dress that jersey. That's a very smart one.
Yeah, I agree. And I have 20 years of management. when I was in a store or when I worked for a big corporation and whatever, when I had new employees before
Yeah.
they started to work in the store, we had a week. I worked on that to have a week of integration,
Yeah.
and there was like 1-2 hours that were speaking about the history of the brand, how it was created, product
Yeah, but
information.
yeah,
It's important to feel
around
that
around
connection.
1 week ago, I was talking with one of director at Goal Network, not just
Mm.
in terms of Goal Italy, and that person told me, Romeo, do you know that the first headquarter of Goal.com was in the Twin Towers, Ground Zero? I didn't know that the first headquarter of Goal was at Ground
Wow.
Zero. You know,
I mean,
but if you work for a company, you have to know that.
I think it's super important, of course. Rom, your book is in English or not?
No, not, not.
Not
I'm
available in
not able.
English.
I'm not able at all to write a book in English at the moment. In the future, never say never, guys.
Hey, you never know, huh? Or maybe working with a collab to have books
Maybe you
translated.
will help me.
No, 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 no. I can't help you on that. There was a good question from Sir Raz. With less strikers, maybe we'll play with one striker because that's okay. You can go with different option. I don't know which one can be right or wrong, but you can go with, for example, Ealing on the left, Weah on the right, Keane there. Three men up front, you go with power, with velocity. You can go with Milik Ken. You can go with Yildiz Moiskin. You can go also with one midfielder more, and you have a Miretti behind the only striker, or Milik or Ken. What do you feel can be the right choice or the one that Max will choose?
We have to understand if we have Chiesa or not. That's decisive. Because, for example, if you have to push on Federico, you can play with Federico and Moise. And then in the second half to put on the pitch Milik. If you don't have Federico, that's a big problem because it's a big risk to play with both Milik and Ken. So maybe you can play with trequartista and one striker, but that will be decisive to understand if Federico will be able to play or not tomorrow. Tomorrow, guys, it's a key day for many topics.
What do you think? The let's say worst case scenario: no
Yeah,
Chiesa, no Vlahovic.
mamma
Will the
mia,
team suffer
mamma
more?
mia, Beppe, mamma
Eh,
mia. But
but
that's true.
eh,
That could happen.
but what will be the worst scenario? The team suffering more mentally
Yeah,
or technically?
both mentally because you don't have your two best players at the moment, and technically it's different to to shot.
I agree. There is Out Electra that is asking for the lineup. That's always the last 5 minutes. So Out Electra, if you stay until the end, we will do the lineups always. Oh,
I have to add that today we recovered the Kostic.
yeah,
We work with the group, so he's able to play.
Bremer.
Bremer, but he worked with the group the full week. And guys, we have just big problems in the attack.
Today I heard Federico Chiesa saying, that idea about modern football, explaining that it was playing with more intensity, trying to offer a bit more when you are in ball possession, playing with a higher pressing. And he's saying we try to do it. Then it can work, it cannot work, but the intention is there. That's what is asked by the coach. That's what we try with Padoin, with Magnanelli as well. After the loss against Sassuolo, we lost a bit of what we wanted to do. And again, when I say what we want to do, it doesn't mean that it worked always, but at least there was the intention. Is Torino game, a game that is as important as the Derby della Mole, the game that can be again that wake-up call? Sveglia, that's the game. Like, for example, 15-16, like also last year, because last year we win against Torino and we start winning in a row.
Yeah. So, first of all, we have to say that Torino have a lot of problems in the back.
Yeah.
Gigi
Buongiorno.
is not available. Buongiorno is not available. The other player is not available. So they have a big issues there.
Mm,
But unfortunately, we have big issues in the attack.
in the
So,
attack.
so
It
yeah,
compensate a bit.
yeah, that's the good balance. And I agree with Chiesa, because especially in the first half against Udinese during the preseason, we played with a different attitude, not just talking about the tactical aspect, but also in terms of mentality.
Mm,
And that's true that after the defeat, the big defeat, unbelievable defeat in Reggio Emilia, maybe we are a little bit scared. You know, as I said, the last week, Beppe, in the first half against Lecce, I watched a lot of players scared, playing with the fear. And that's unacceptable at Juventus.
mm.
So we have to rebuild our confidence. And, on Saturday, there will be an unpredictable match because they are very, very strong physically, and they will try to do a miracle. Because don't forget, guys, that they won their last derby at our home in 19th,
True.
95. So, you know,
Do,
they
do
will
you
try.
do, do you know? Because I was with Mirko Di Natale a bit earlier, and he gave me a statistic. All the last derby were decided by players that were signed as new players. For example, Locatelli 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and so on and so on. Which player do we think that can Cambiaso or Weah?
We have just one player, new player. We are.
Weah or maybe Cambiaso. We can take Cambiaso as
Well,
well.
yeah, of course. There will be a very tough game, folks. It will be a very tough game, but we must be prepared because we have to fight. We have to fight every ball, every space. Step by
Rabiot, can he get a rest?
no, no.
4 yellow cards already for Rabiot. Attenzione.
Five in the derby.
Yeah,
And they
that's
will,
important.
but if he will get the yellow card, he will miss against Milan.
I think no.
No,
The first
five,
time is 5, and then the
five.
other one you are. But
Okay.
it's complicated in Italy, because it always go with first it's 5, then it's 4, then it's 3. So
It's
it's a
impossible that he will rest against Torino, guys. Of course, I have to say that he didn't play very well at the moment, but we have to consider that he didn't the preseason with the group in the US
Do
because
you
he
think
worked in the Continas.
do you think he's not playing well, or is just doing again the dirty work in the shadow where
No,
in the stats he's doing well, but we don't really see
no.
it?
He's not to play. He's not playing well because he does a lot of silly mistakes. But that's why he's not very fit physically. I'm pretty sure that after the second break, he will improve his physical condition. He will improve his performance, like in the last season.
Yeah,
He
it's
did
true.
exactly the same.
It's a diesel.
But
He's really a
Beppe,
diesel.
don't forget that he scored one goal against Udinese. And he made at the moment 2 assists.
It's
That's not
true.
so bad.
In in terms of numbers, is okay. In
But
terms of performance, he
In
can do better.
Bergamo, in my personal opinion, he was the worst player of Juventus.
No, I agree. Lil G is saying the same. Last game, Rabiot was really struggling on every ball. Also, that control is the picture of the Atalanta Juve game. That
And
pass from
guys,
Fagioli.
it's impossible. It's impossible that he will do
I
the
agree.
replay of the last season that he will score other 11 goals.
Eh.
Oh, yeah.
Will the supporters be an added value? Il 12° uomo, the 12th man.
I hope so. I hope so that as we watched against Lazio, we'll have the curva that will support the guys. So I hope so. I hope so. And I'm sure that the curva will do what they want to do to push, to see, to help the guys. It's really important to have again the curva.
Okay, I was with Andrea Sarubi earlier. He
Yeah,
was in that meeting of the 3rd of October with the Juventus fan club Parlamento del Senato. He was there, so I read the interview on the different papers. Was quite well explained with important things like, for example, the sentence "La Juve tornerà ad essere la Juve." Juventus will be back to be Juve. But then with Andrea, that was there, he told us also some things that were not reported, and I really loved it. To
for
speak about
example, for
that
example,
tifo, he said, I will tell you different things, Ron, but speaking about the tifo, he said that Presidente Ferrero said the war, la guerra, with the organized tifo, the curva, is over. We are working together with the authorities to find a solution and to get the support back in the stadium. And from there, I see also on Twitter a lot of people that are reporting that apparently, I am not sure, I can't confirm, but some flags, some drums, some megaphones could already be entering against Torino already.
yeah, that's a huge news.
That's
That's
a
a very
big
huge
one.
news, and I hope so. I hope so because we need of that. We need of that absolutely to support the guys, to create a beautiful atmosphere. So, if that news will be confirmed in the derby, that's the best news of the first part of the season.
I agree. Because the communication for people that are not aware from the Curva was we only come back for the Derby della Mole because it's an important game. We come, one shot, and then it's over again. But if you hear, and this is what Andrea told me and the people at Juventus, the war is over with the Tifosi. We are working with Ladigos, with the authorities to have them back in cheering. The intention is there. And if we can have that support, it's just fantastic, according
No,
to me. He
yeah,
said
yeah,
something
yeah.
else that was important. On the papers, we read that the president said about the plea deal, il palteggiamento. And he said, the president Ferrero said, we accepted il patteggiamento, the plea deal, because we didn't want to take the story too long. One. Second, because honestly, the system in Italy, sporting justice, it's a difficult one and not always is giving you space to defend yourself. This was reported in the papers, but today Andrea he said also that President Ferrero said, you know that when you don't know the point that you will make and probably they will be taken away, we are working with humans, with persons, and you know that the player, before putting the leg on the ball in a contrast, is thinking twice. Because the player, when you have a contrast and you know that they will take away anyway the points, he's thinking twice. He's not sure to go. And they really wanted to go for the sporting
That's
decision.
interesting. That's
It's
interesting.
really interesting.
That's interesting. That's a no. Yeah, that's true.
Because, well, and it's true, and these are the things that I never thought about, but it's true, you're sporting with sport people. Hey, why do you have to? It's not that they don't want, but it's true that you go in contrast and you think, no.
Maybe. Yeah.
So
Understand, Beppe.
that was an incredible, how can I say, but thing that was an eye opener for me. What else did he say about the meeting? He said, we are going with an average age that should be around 25, a bit lower, and so on and so on. But you have two ways of doing it. You have a player of 18 and a player of 33. Average is 25. Or you can have two players of 25. These were the words of Cristiano Giuntoli. And he said, what we are missing a bit is il giocatore fertile, sai?
Fertile.
The player that is mature, the player of 25, 26. And probably we are missing a bit of these kind of players. What do you think about that observation of Cristiano Giuntoli?
Now he has the opportunity to understand how to improve the situation in terms of technical aspect, and I'm pretty sure that step by step the team will come back competitive at a very high level, and with all young players, it's impossible to win, and you have to find the right mix between experienced players and young players.
Mm.
So then to create that mix and to develop the project. It's important to hear these words because that means that Giuntoli is working hard to understand how, you know, to touch here, to try to improve the quality level of the roster.
Um, I will come back on what Andrea told us, but what do you think about McKennie again in the midfield? Would that be nice or difficult?
I watched the McKennie in midfield on Wednesday
Yeah?
because in the first part of the training session he played as a right back. Then in the second part of the training session, he was a mezzala with Buea on the right back. I think that at the moment Allegri will continue to play with West as a right back, but we'll see how, for example, Buea will improve. You know, of course,
Mm.
now Buea needs to understand what it means to play for Juventus, a new language, a new culture. But then I think that Timo will be able to show his huge potential and will show it as something important in the preseason.
Vincenzo, that probably was a bit late, but thank you for the donation, Vincenzo. Ciao, Beppe and Rom. What are your personal opinion about the Ultra news? Can't wait for the first choreography and the drums. We just spoke about it.
It's super important, Vincenzo, super important, especially the drum.
Can,
You
I,
know.
can I tell you a small anecdote, a small back story, also for Vincenzo about Ultra? I went for a Belgian game, RWDM against Union, Derby of Brussels. Hey, I sent you pictures, by the way. It was
Yeah.
the last time that they played a derby in the first division. It was 50 years ago. That's a long time ago. Because the persons, the supporters, were not happy because they played that game posticipo on a Thursday 6:30 p.m. and they were not happy because they were saying a game like that you can't play it on a Thursday at 6:30 p.m. with people that are working and so on. For 35 minutes, the Ultra, they didn't enter the stadium. They didn't. And they had a banner. It was written, a bit ironic, and it was written, "Sorry, we are late. We are in the traffic." Okay?
Yeah.
They start the game. Union Saint-Gilloise, that is stronger than the other team. Immediately, the away team is winning 2-0. Immediately, boom, boom, 2-0. They are stronger. At the 37th minute, the Ultra, they all come in one shot. Like, seriously, all of them. Drums, the red smoke and everything, blah, 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 blah. You know that the home team that is promoted from second
They
division,
changed their attitude.
immediately 2 goals, so it's 2-2, and they are hitting the post at the 47th minute. They were about to take over the 3-2. Incredible, Rom. I never see that. The attitude of Ultra coming and the reaction of the
Yeah.
home team, I never saw that in my life. So
Yeah,
it's
but
true, huh?
it's super important to play in the hot stadium,
Uh,
supported by the fans. It's a different story, guys. Because I was lucky enough to start to cover Juventus during the Antonio Conte era. To be honest, my first season working behind Juventus was behind Gigi Del Neri. But I spent 3 years behind Antonio Conte, and the atmosphere was unbelievable because people wanted to come back to win. There was the desire to win, to fight, to be united.
do you agree with Lil G? With Allegri as a coach, we have barely developed young players to become impact players for us.
Yeah, we had to say that, for example, Allegri has worked hard with Fabio Miretti to give him opportunity to play in the first team. Of course, maybe I think that we couldn't do something more with Mattias Sule, especially because now he's playing very well at Frosinone. I think that, as I said, with just young players, you can win. You can win. But we have a lot of interesting young players that are becoming very important for the first squad, the first team, sorry. And we have to continue to work on them, to be patient, because they are young players, so they have to do mistakes. But if I say Kenan Ildiz, then who is then? I hope Mattias Sulen next season. We see what will happen with Enzo Barnecea, who is doing very well at Frosinone. Miretti, Fagioli, Ealing. I hope that Ealing will play.
Oh, I give you anticipation. Ealing, he starts Saturday. It's not a rumor, it's my fantasy that is
Prediction.
speaking.
Your prediction.
My prediction is that Ealing will start. Am I crazy? Is it a crazy prediction or it can happen?
It's not a crazy prediction because Ealing is a good player, at least a good player. But of course, he didn't play very much at the moment in that first part of the season. And because I think that he played just 89 minutes, he never started, never. So maybe Beppe.
My reasoning is Kostic coming back from a slightly injury. Cambiaso performances were not fantastic. I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, that on Wednesday it was not the best one. Is that correct? It's a training session, of course. Huh?
Right now I can say that it's a 15-15 Kostic Cambiaso, but we see.
And Ealing was good?
Yeah, very good. He was one of the best on Wednesday morning.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. Wait, because I was
look the message regarding Nonge.
And that's what I wanted. That's the message.
Hope Nonge will start to play more next gen. He ever scored yesterday on his first match. Francesco, I have to tell you that I'm Nonge addicted because I think that he has unbelievable potential, and Beppe is agree with me because we talked about that several times. I think that if Nonge will improve his attitude, especially maybe during the training session, he will play because technically he's the best midfielder at the next gen. Nonge is a very huge talent. That's true.
He's stronger. He's really strong. I hope that game can have a long something. Not one goal, because the first one was wrong. It was not Nonge that scored.
Tenda.
First professional goal for Tenda. First professional goal for Nonge, and also for Mancini. Yeah?
Also same tactics according to Romeo. I don't understand.
Here, Hussam is replying. So, question for you guys. Now, seeing the injuries of Chiesa and Dusan, do you think we have to play 4-3-3? And Ryan is already telling, Romeo said, according to him.
Okay, I understand already.
And Ryan is always, is managing the chat.
Ryan is
fantastic.
He's fantastic. How strong is Nonge? Is head level? I think, guys, I spoke to a person 3 days ago regarding this topic, and this person told me, Romeo, Nonge is a very professional player. So Nonge is not Balotelli when he had a not great attitude. Nonge needs to maybe to improve his attitude during the training session. That means to run, to be focused, to do the tackle, to do the block. But Nonge is very professional. He's a very professional guy.
If I go to a big, important sentence, Juventus will be back to be Juventus. some people, you have the optimistic, they believe.
So that means that right now we are not Juventus.
It's a good question. It's a good observation. But I think, honestly, today, when Juventus is having difficulties to say we are fighting for the
Yeah, yeah.
Scudetto,
It was
you
joking
are not
because
Juve.
that's very clear. This sentence, I think that the target is very clear. Will be again Juventus when we will win.
Do you believe, or is it something that is said to make the people happy?
You have to say that to make people happy, but you have to work on that because especially if you sign a 5-year contract and you are the football director, you have to work on that to achieve this goal. But we are talking about a winner because he won at Napoli, and there it's very difficult to win. So we're talking about the sporting director campione d'Italia. So in house, how to win. That's very important, especially for us. But it's impossible to do magically everything in 2-3 months.
You know another sentence that I loved, and I can guarantee you that it's true. It's when they are saying, "We are working for you," speaking to the tifosi. We are working for the tifosi, and I really believe that. Also because since the beginning of the season, when you're observing, you see the video, the communication. Maybe today, indeed, some
The
openings to
words
have the
from
tifosi back.
the Mr. President Ferrero. Since the day one, I remember that during his first press conference, he spoke about the supporter.
So yeah, putting the
Of
supporters again
course.
central, and I believe it's a beautiful message. Another thing, tell me if I'm wrong, Rom. 5 years of contract for Giuntoli. I really believe that the first year is doing the thing right. That means you don't arrive, you change, you did ba.
Beppe, that to fix the issues. To fix the issues.
First, you understand, you make
You
an
have to understand.
assessment, and
And you have to learn. You have to learn because Juventus are a completely different team,
I
especially in
agree.
Italy. Huge respect for Napoli for what they did, for what they are doing. But Juventus is a different world.
I
And
agree.
you have to understand in your first season how to put yourself consistent in this world.
But I believe, because some people are saying, we are a bit disappointed, I think that the guy will surprise us a lot. Of course, sustainability, of course, long term, but I really believe he's working on a beautiful plan, step by step. He spoke about salaries, saying that also the difficulties were that on the market, it's difficult to sell some players because we have some players in our team that the salary is not matching the reality, the real value of a player. And that will be a
Yeah,
big work. Where are we on the contract extensions of the players, Ram?
I think that Gatti is almost down. Then they will start the discussions with Chiesa, Rabiot, the other players between October, I think, winter time, Christmas time. No, guys, Nonje is not.
18, 18, I
He's
believe.
18. He's 18.
18.
He turned
18.
on May 18, if I remember well.
Yeah.
It's
18 years
English to
old.
say. It's English to say.
15
If I
May.
remember well, it's English to
What?
say. If you say in English, if I remember well, it's English.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
I remember well. Yeah. He's born on the 15th of May 2005, 2005. So
18.
18. Good memory, Ram? When is your birthday, Ram?
July 13.
13 July.
13 July.
Grande.
Yeah. Summertime, Ibiza. Yeah, party. Yeah.
Good times, good times. What do we have in my list? Oh,
Good things for a good guy.
we didn't speak about Hey Jude.
Yeah, that's true, guys. Hey,
He's on the
Jude.
thumbnail and we didn't even mention
Hey,
him.
Jude is the best player in the world, and he plays for Real Madrid.
What a player.
What a player! What a player! No, that's true because I read something. I think that from La Gazzetta dello Sport regarding Bellingham that he was in Turin in 2020 during the spring period before to sign for Dortmund. And of course, I tried to working with this info, talking about my with my sources, and they confirmed it 100%. That was true. Bellingham with his family and his agents, he was in 20, when he was 16. When he was 16, he went to Vinovo, Continassa, to visit the facilities. And that's true that Juventus were very, very close to sign Bellingham because physically he was in Turin. We're
Now I
talking
have a
about
question.
the period with Fabio Paratici, chief of football. But the truth,
I have a big question, Ram.
bye.
Perception, always perception in the world. You can say Holland and he didn't come. Bellingham, he didn't come. We anticipated Chouameni and he didn't come. Kvaratskhelia and he didn't come. So you can be in total depression and you can say Juventus is not able to attract these players. Or you have another perception. You can say, Mamma mia, we have a great, fantastic scout. And we are able to create these links to attract them. Then it can happen. Sule, Kenan Yildiz, Huijsen, and sometimes it's so. How many percentage of both world is right or wrong?
Exactly 15-15.
50
Because you can have regrets because, of course, you didn't sign Bellingham and he was in Turin. Haaland, we are not talking about rumors.
Sorry.
We are interested FC. That's true. But guys, we are not talking about rumors or speculation. That are very solid info. So that's true that Holland, because there was a
There was a picture.
with Haaland, his father, don't remember who, at the Allianz Stadium to watch a game.
With the hat with you,
Yeah, he was there. He was there. And Bellingham, guys, believe me, 100%, when he was 16, he was at Vinovo and then at Continassa. Regrets? A lot, maybe. But I have a question for you.
Ah.
Signing Bellingham when he was 16 and signing Haaland when he was, I don't remember, 16 or 17. Are we sure that they were going to immediately keep players for Juventus for the first team? Because the risk is that maybe you can be loaned different. It's impossible to say, okay, we were close to sign both, and we were sure that they were going to be superstar immediately at Juventus in the first team.
Okay, I will answer, and it's a good question. I hope that you were asking it. Okay, first of all, you have a team with Sarri that is playing with Higuain, and Higuain would have played. Okay, so difficult because we are speaking about 2020. Yeah, difficult for a young 16, 17 years old Holland to find his spot with a Higuain. A 16 years old Bellingham would have found difficulties to play in the midfield of 2020. Maybe he would have had his chance, but the Bellingham of 16 is not the Bellingham of 20 now at Real Madrid. The difference, and it's a big one, is that Dortmund, they don't have the pressure of being obliged to win. First of all, they have no financial problems and they can put a bit more on the table to sign a youngster because they have a team with some players like Reus, like Hummels. You have the skeleton of the team, and if you want to add one or two players, you can with a bit of money. If they fail, they have other players that they in their spot, and they made an investment, and it didn't work. But there is not the pressure to win the title. At Juventus in 2020, you're obliged to win the title.
And the big difference, Beppe, is that basically they gave them the opportunity to play with the first team.
But yeah.
Because if you sign Bellingham when he's 16 at Juventus right now, maybe you can start with the next gen. That's a big difference.
Yeah, but it's a different. But also why, Rom? Because at Dortmund, you play a 16 years old in a team that is historical.
With the first team, and you play regularly.
You play, but if you don't win the Scudetto, who cares at Dortmund?
Doesn't matter.
Because it's Bayern that is winning the Scudetto.
Yeah.
At Juve, you can't, because in 2020, you're coming from a streak of winning, you're still in that winning phase, and you're obliged. Even today, in 2023, when people are telling you as a journalist, me as a tifoso, but Max Allegri, Giuntoli, the players, minimal objective, top 4, and then we can dream, maybe like Federico Chiesa said today, maybe dreaming in March. But minimal is, people are it's a drama, it's a chaos. Because at Juve, even if it's clear that we don't have the same, unfortunately, the same bench as Inter, as Napoli, as me, the people are there and they want to win because we have the name of Juve. It's difficult, huh?
You are on point as always, Beppe. That's true. That's the point. But I can confirm you guys that Bellingham was here. That's true. You know, when I read the news at La Gazzetta, I told to myself, fuck off. We can say fuck off, yeah. That's middle night. We were very close to sign Bellingham. Let me the opportunity to understand if that's true or not. In 5 minutes, I got free confirm. That was true.
What about Di Marzio that is writing that there were some people monitoring Antwerp against Shakhtar Donetsk for Sudakov and Vermeeren? Did you hear something about that?
If Gianluca wrote that, I believe Gianluca 100% because he's a top professional. And that's true. That we had our scouting boy there to follow this match to understand maybe if Sudakov could be a target. That's true that Juventus are following Sudakov. To be honest, about Vermeeren, I don't know. But if,
18 years old from Antwerp, starter in the Belgian league, but also in Champions League, didn't impress really much against Shakhtar.
What is Vermeeren or Vermaeren?
Vermeeren. Vermeeren.
You know, I learned in Dutch.
Instead of learning English on the channel, we learn Dutch.
I'm able to speak in English, en français, hablo español, and Vermeeren.
Vermeeren. Hey, but it's important. Vermeeren. It's Arthur Vermeeren. But a young player. But again, we are in the same story. Is Juventus today looking in the first team for 18 years old? I don't know
too. And guys, we'll see what will happen during the transfer window in January. Because maybe Juventus could do something, especially to replace Pogba. So we'll see, guys.
Last question, and then we do the lineups. Alessandro Del Piero, Al Nassr.
I heard something about that, but to be honest, I don't know because I didn't work on this track. I don't know. But that would be a good surprise.
I saw some people, they were like, no, Del Piero. What is your opinion as a Juventino?
If Del Piero will sign for the Arabia, that's completely normal.
But I think, Rom, after Juve, where did he go? Sydney. He went to India. Then he went to live in LA, where he opened, America, Oceania, Asia. I would not be surprised, huh? Because it's a man that loves new cultures, new challenge.
Yeah.
I would not see.
I don't blame. I don't blame Del Piero if he will decide to do a journey and adventure there. That's completely normal, especially because we are not talking about a director at Juventus right
Yeah,
now. So he's he's completely free to do what he wants to do.
I agree.
And I will have just huge respect for Alex in general because he's a legend for Juventus, but especially for what he did in the Serie B. He was
But
a champ of the world, and he decided to play in the Serie B. So huge respect forever for Alessandro.
look, I tell you, Ram, for me, it could even be beneficial because at the moment, I know him as a player, I know him as a commentator, I know him as a manager of restaurants. I
Yeah.
don't know him as a manager of football. So for me,
Yeah,
it
but
can be
I don't
beneficial.
understand these rumors because I've seen that maybe if he will go there, he will go there as a sporting director.
That's what I heard. Yeah,
I don't know, guys, but of course you can go there. Now is a cool league. You can improve your brand. You can improve your wallet because big money.
of course.
So I think that Alessandro is completely free to do what he wants to do,
But for
and
me,
he
it
will be
doesn't.
forever a Juventus legend for, especially for what he did in the in that
Second
season.
vision. I agree. Here, Ram.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is of course not the formation that will play against Torino, but
Yeah.
make the formation, Ram.
Yeah. That's a very dangerous time. Na, 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 dangerous. Na, 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 dangerous.
Szczesny Perin.
Chesney in the goal. Gatti.
Ah, yeah?
Maybe dai. Bremer and Danilo.
Oh,
McKennie.
by the way, Alexandro, we have no
Who?
news, huh?
Who?
The number 12.
I think that after the break.
Yeah.
Maybe, but maybe more November. We see. McKennie. Fagioli. Loca. He played a very good second half in Bergamo, Loca.
It's true.
Rabiot.
Yeah.
Kostic.
You think that is physically he can do it?
He worked with the group today, so tomorrow. And at the moment, maybe Chiesa can.
Okay, so you're still a bit positive. Huh? Wait, where are they?
I want to be always positive in the life, especially when I don't have fresh news. So
Okay.
that could be the official lineup. What do you think?
I give you the same, but I think, at the moment I didn't find any surprise, huh? Because I always go with a surprise,
Maybe, in your opinion,
I
Rugani could start over Gatti? No,
no, I think Ealing over Kostic.
Healing over Kostic.
That can be my crazy move.
But Beppe, with Chiesa at not 100%, maybe Healing could be considered as a striker for the second half.
Could be, or you can do. You start with Ealing, you put pressure on Torino, okay? You have here a more defensive wing, more attacking wing. In second half, you play Kostic here, Cambias on the right, and you can even put Weah as a striker.
Yeah, that's an interesting solution.
Can be, eh?
But I don't know, to be honest. Tomorrow will be crucial to understand the conditions of Fede and Dujan. Because, if you have Fede, you can start with him and then to try to understand how many minutes he can play. Without Fede, it's a big problem. it's a very big.
So two things. The last one, and then we close. We already spoke about Pogba, so he did the test of he did not the test. They do the counter analysis. We will know between tomorrow and Saturday, so 72 hours. Did you receive some news in the meanwhile, Rom, or no?
No.
So we
But
wait.
I think that today, and for today I mean 6th
Friday?
October, yeah, Friday, maybe we have the result.
Okay. And the second thing, I want personally to say a happy birthday to Sir Raz, because today is his birthday. So Sir Raz is a loyal one of the channel. Auguri di buon compleanno. Joyeux anniversaire, mon ami.
Joyeux anniversaire! Joyeux anniversaire!
You know, Sir Raz, I never met him, but he's living here a few kilometers from me.
Quanti anni compie? Quanti anni compie?
I think 30 or 31.
31.
I think. I'm not sure.
He turns 31.
I think 31. But I can be wrong, of course. Huh? Rom, we see each other next week.
Next week, then we'll do something with them on my YouTube channel. We are working on that, and of course, next Thursday we'll be here.
So don't forget, notification ring on
31,
Twitter.
41 indeed.
31. Notification ring on Romeo Agresti Twitter, but also Instagram, because you have a channel there, a broadcast channel, which is great, which is really nice.
Follow me on Instagram, guys. Follow me.
Instagram is the future.
Instagram is the present.
It's the present. Ciao Rom, ciao a tutta la chat. Ciao, ciao guys.
Good night, boys.